Tesla was an absolute monster stock to trade today. My question is, did you trade Tesla? And if not, why? Right? The technicals were there. It gave two solid, legitimate setups, one setup that should have been ignored. And essentially, you could have got into Tesla at any point of the day and ridden this thing into the close. From a price at the lows here today off the open of 189 to a close of $210 is an absolute monster of a move. I actually played it twice, got out very quickly the first time on a scalp to get myself a little bit of a cushion, and then kind of got in later in the day and kind of just held, right? And just held and just held. And I was a little worried sometimes, thinking maybe, you know, I'm chasing the stock up way too high. It's going to come crashing down through some support levels, but it just never did that. The move was absolutely insane. So what we're looking at here, we had CPI data numbers that came out this morning. The numbers were what they were. The market did what they wanted to do with it. We had that initial trap off of the open, and then we had a little bit of that, you know, bull stepping in. And when I mean bull stepping in, I mean the bull stepped in very, very aggressively on stocks like Tesla, Nvidia, and others out there. So we could see here right off the bell here where we kind of lost these pre-market lows. A lot of people were thinking maybe we're going to start to roll over and go short. But what I was looking at myself here, if I can just go to the hourly chart and we can kind of see what's going on here on an hourly chart here. Let me make sure you guys can see that properly. So if you look where we came down to, we came down right into the 200 simple day moving average. If you guys know anything about moving averages and technicals, you know that the 200-day moving average is a big, big key level, right? So in order for us to go short, what we would have needed to have happen was Tesla to break the 200-day moving average and close below it. Now, if we kind of scan to the left here, we can see that we've already kind of tested this area price action wise once before and held. And when we held, had kind of a consolidation, just a distribution going sideways. And this was from yesterday. So not only did we get down into this area yesterday, we never broke below this 200-day moving average. We kind of bounced up and traded sideways. We came down here. It's the second time, right? So what you would have needed to have happen, if I can pull up my drawing tool, what you would have needed to have happen in order for Tesla to actually be a short today is you would have needed this candle here to close below. Okay, and if it would have closed below, what you would have been waiting for is either some type of consolidation or the immediate flush. And if you would have got the consolidation, you would have just been waiting for the rejection and then taken the flush down through the lows. It's very, very simple. As soon as we did not break these lows and close below this 200-day moving average, was my indication to get long. Okay, there was nothing here because this is an easy stop loss underneath 200-day moving average. Your risk is very, very tight. You already understand where you're going to get out of the stock if it does decide to decline. Now, a lot of times people have a problem with, they don't want to get in down here because they're worried. They don't want to bounce this because, well, what if we go lower? What if we go lower? If we go lower, you already understand that that's the short level underneath that 200-day moving average. So all you have to do is sell out of your long position and get short, and then use a close over the 200-day moving average as your technical reason for a stop loss. It's very, very simple. So this was the first trade that I took off the morning here. I ended up getting in on this wick here as soon as I started to see us wick up here, and I actually just sold in the middle of the wick. Very, very small trade. I took 10 contracts. I ended up making really, really good money on that trade, and I got out. I did not know that Tesla was going to break, you know, $202, $205, $209. I didn't know that, right? So I ended up getting into Tesla a lot later into the day after I kind of seen it break this LR50 here, which if you don't know what the LR50 is, it's just these channel lines here. It's called a linear regression channel 50. As soon as we broke this here, all I was going to do was wait for price action to kind of confirm that later in the day. And that ended up happening here. If I pull up my mouse, that ended up happening here around the 11 o'clock hour Pacific Standard Time. So as soon as we started to break that, I just got in here and I just kind of rode the wave. We essentially were over the 5 SMA all day. So this was a power trend from literally jump. From the first hour of the market, it was just a power trend north. Not only did we test it for 2 hours here and kind of pulled back a little bit, but we never really lost it and closed below it. So never really gave us any indication to kind of get out or start to short this. Now, again, I did try to short this up here when it was closer to 208 into the close. I thought maybe we have a little bit of a pullback into the close here. Never got it, lost $1 on it. I did trade shares on it, only took one lot size on it, so I lost $100, but I made over $1,000 on the first trade. So it was playing with house money, right? So if we kind of look at where we're going for tomorrow, if we do start to take out right now, currently in the after hours, we're trading at around 209.50. If we do take out the 210.51, we do have room to stretch into 215. I could see us running into 215 and then pulling back, doing a little bit of consolidation. We could actually pull back into 206, 202, 200, and that would be very, very healthy for the stock. If we just kind of look at what's going on a bigger time frame here, on the daily chart, and just to make sure you guys can see that anything over today's highs here of that 209.50 has room to that 214, 215, which is going to be your 150-day simple moving average. Now our big trend line here is that 225 area. That 225 area is the 200-day moving average. Now if Tesla does continue to push into that 225 area and we close over it, that's where I'm going to want to lock up my profits if you are swing trading Tesla. So if you're swing trading Tesla, make sure to lock in your profits here at the 200-day moving average, or if you want to take them a little sooner, somewhere between 215 and 220. Again, if you're just looking to hop on the wave for a short-term trade, we've got to take out today's highs, and you got about a $5 to $7 room to the upside before we potentially pull back. Now Tesla can essentially pull all the way back into 185 and still be healthy as all hell, and it would be a great trade to get long and actually dip by somewhere around that 180 to 185 range. But again, monster move. I'd love to know if you guys traded Tesla today. Where do you guys see it going? This level here, I love that it's holding this 185, 186 area here. This is kind of correlating with the 100 simple and the 100 EMA. So these two supports here, as long as Tesla holds these, you should be long bias on the stock. Now, if we do start to lose some of the shorter term sentiments, which is the 5 or 10 day moving average, then maybe we have a little bit of a scalp below 195 into that 185. That will potentially be a scalp on a back test here. I really wouldn't be looking to get short on Tesla until we lose 178. That's going to be the 20-day moving average. If you just kind of go back in time here, and this is a strategy that I like to teach a lot at Evolution Traders, back on the 20th here of January, we got our first close over the 20 SMA, and it's essentially gone from a price of 133 all the way up to a price of 210. This is an insane move. We're talking 70, 80 points in a matter of 1 month's time. So 70, 80 points in a matter of 1 month's time, and it's never even had a downtick. We've had 4 days in the last month. Phenomenal move here. There will be some profit taking, there will be some slowdown, there will be some distribution on Tesla coming soon. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing. It's healthy for the stock. Just keep that in mind as we get to the upper range here, because every tick higher that we go is like, you know, getting another story higher, another story higher, another story higher. I'd rather jump out of the first floor than jump out of the 50th floor. Just kind of keep that in mind, right? So as we start to come into this upper macro supply here, we want to start taking our profits. We want to start taking quicker scalps to the long side. We want to start locking in profits a lot sooner. We don't want to get long and be an idiot and say, well, Tesla's just going to go higher and higher. I'm going to get long at 210 because I think it's going to 240. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. The moment you think that you're just going to get long and walk away and Tesla's going to go from 210 to 240 is the moment you come back and Tesla's trading at 185 and you're down and you're ripping all your hair out, right? So again, very, very bullish move here. I think we still have another continuation day here on Tesla just due to the aggressive manner of this engulfing candle here. So let's kind of keep that on watch. What we would want to see if we want to play that long tomorrow is a flat open or a red open off the bell, trap shorts, kind of how we did this morning, and then take that red to green into that 214, 215. That's going to be your trade. If you guys would like to learn how to day trade options or stocks or equities, or maybe you guys want to get funded so you guys can be able to trade shares, maybe you guys don't have a lot of capital, here's a couple of problems that I'm noticing a lot of people have. You're forced to hold trades longer than you want to, and those winning trades turn into losing trades because you're undercapitalized. Either you fall under the PDT rule, which I don't think anybody should be following under the PDT rule, because you can go over to a broker like Thinkorswim, TD Ameritrade, and get onto a cash account, and you don't have to worry about that. If you're trying to day trade or short-term swing trade on Robinhood, I don't know what you're doing. You need to get your money out of there and go to another broker that's going to allow you to roll that into a cash account. So undercapitalization, FOMO, you don't understand where you should be buying and where you should be selling. So entries and exits, right? So it's like kind of like, well, how did you know that we should buy this? How do you know it? How do you know it's going higher? I don't know. What I know is that if it confirms a level of supply, we're going to try to get to the next level of supply. So I want to get long over one supply on the confirmation and sell into the next supply. If we break down a level of demand, more than likely we're going to go back and test a previous area of demand. So on that confirmation, I want to get short and I want to take profits into that next area of demand and then just play the middle. It's like coloring between the lines, just like you're back in preschool and high school. or preschool and kindergarten, right? Maybe high school as well. With that being said, hope you guys all had a fantastic day. Again, if you guys want to learn how to trade, visit evolutiontraders.com. I can get you guys all tied into the online community where we're really active the first couple of hours of the market, and I'm available all day to be asked questions on technical levels or this, that, and the other. Kind of go over my plays with you guys, recap your guys' plays. If you guys need any psychology and mindset help when it comes to trading and comes to learning how to let go and be easy and have a good resting heart rate, right? Because a lot of times, you know, we get into a play and we like, you know, you start going on tilt. It's like, oh, I bought long and then we're going down. What do I do? And I go short and it's going back up. What do I do? Got to be calm. Just trust the levels on the chart. Just let everything else play out. You will lose. Nobody is going to win every single trade. You know, if anyone out here is telling you that they're a 99% winning trader, is absolutely crazy. Myself, I'm only a 62% win rate trader, which means that I'm losing four or five trades out of 10. Right? And I'm still profitable. Why? Because we have to practice good risk management. As long as we're losing a little bit and we're winning more, we're going to be in the game. But if we're just putting everything we have into the pot and we're losing all of it and we're losing 5 times, well, of course, you're going to drain your account very, very quickly. You're not going to be in this business that long. Again, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys all later.